Hello, everyone, and welcome to your nightmare. It's the Pro Crastinators podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and today we're joined by Ben and Tom.
Hey.
Go at the same time.
We're just one person. We're one weird amalgamation of internet hobo. We did the fusion dance before the show.
Hey, guys.
It's happening.
I'm here.
Bomb Soliver
and
here.
I got a lot of personal problems. I got a lot of emotional weight. I'm gonna need you guys to shoulder for me, right? I'm gonna need you guys to do a lot of the emotional lifting for me, if you know what I'm saying.
That
Can't
emotional
really
lifting can most
support
efficiently
myself,
be done.
you know what I'm saying? Can't
I
really kind
agree.
of a burden on others, you know, is what I'm gonna be. That's what I strive
an emotional
for.
spotter, so to speak.
Kind of an emotional vampire.
Yeah.
If you wear a burden most of your life, you probably have huge thighs. They're very muscular and able to do so. Or is it like the opposite, where they're just worn down over time? You start with a certain amount of hit points, and they just get ground down over time.
It's not a load like a load of iron that one might lift to become strong. It's more of a load of like extra DNA in your bloodstream that might make your
extra chromosomes.
That might make your blood,
that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Your blood cells spherical or some weird shit, right?
Do you think that people with Down syndrome weigh more than people without because they have the extra chromosome in all their DNA?
I don't know. You mean the weight of the chromosome itself?
Like every cell in their fucking body is going to have tons of DNA strands.
They must.
Science.
Is this the least logical thing ever said? I don't think so.
Here's my counter argument. I mean, what do you think is the weight of chromosomal matter as compared to like average material of the human body? Do you think that a chromosome is more or less dense than the rest of the human body on average? I'm gonna bet
if
that
a chromosome is like 1/100th of a cell's weight, and we're all made up of cells, and all our cells
we're made up of trillions of cells.
We're getting like 1% heavier, right?
No, I'm saying though, it's not. I don't think the chromosome adds overall weight. I think the chromosome must add proportional weight, right? I think it's like a buoyancy problem. You got to find the chromosome's density. You know, and then find the addition or subtraction, like as opposed to a comparable volume of otherwise presumably average human matter.
Well, okay, you're talking about buoyancy and whatnot, and that makes sense. What if we could do it in a vacuum and maybe just mass based on total mass? Is the average mass of an individual with Down syndrome more than someone without? I would guess it's more. For all other things being equal.
That's the same question. That's the exact same question.
Maybe I just don't understand.
Ben has a physics degree. We can't even argue with him. That's too powerful for us.
But it's not a biology degree, though. Okay. Maybe that's a factor.
He's doing physics calculations right now.
I'm trying to be rigorous about this. The problem, though, is that I cannot find how dense is a chromosome. Google's not helping me.
Yeah. There's no article on Wikipedia, so I'll never know the answer, I guess.
Well, let's see. A chromosome, mass of a chromosome. Oh, okay. The average human chromosome contains about 1 × 108. I'm going to assume that's 1 × 10 to the 8th BP of DNA. If each base pair has a mass of about 660 Daltons, and there are about 2 G of protein plus histones plus non-histones per gram of DNA. How much does a chromosome weigh? What's the end? Don't ask me the question. I want the answer. Oh my god, this is like a fucking quiz I have to take.
They're still working on this. We're still trying to hammer out this answer even now.
What the fuck is a Dalton?
I've never heard of a Dalton before. Although that is that guy from Chrono Trigger who steals the bird, the sill bird from you.
I'm shocked. Isn't Dalton like a guy from One Piece? I thought you would
That's also a guy in One Piece who turns into an ox.
He's the guy from not Cherry Island.
Chromosomes, Daltons, the Daltons change into things or steal things.
It was Drum Island, now renamed the Sakura Kingdom. Actually, you know what? It probably still is Drum Island that just houses the Sakura Kingdom that was previously the Waffle
I wasn't completely
Kingdom
off base.
No.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the cool guy. He's the cool warrior man.
You heard it here first.
He
Down
became
syndrome
king.
is cool. Confirmed by fiction.
Hey, monarchy, yay or nay, as an institution? I'm leaning hard yay right now.
Like the absolute consolidation of power. Dude,
yeah, pretty good.
Dab.
Cool.
Dab
Cool
on
if
it.
I'm the
Ben,
king. Not cool
What if
if I'm
you
not
were the
king.
one with the power, though, Ben? What if it was you who was king?
Then I would
Yay or nay?
dab on it.
I'm gonna dab on that throne, boys. For
Endless
all to
War
see.
is just a simulation of the divine right of kings for Ben and Munchie.
Hey, you know, if you go to patreon.com/PCP Minecraft and you join the Minecraft server, you can walk your hot little feet on south and take a right towards Dabbington, and you can see what I would imagine would be Ben Saint's throne room, which is those dabbing statues leading up to someone's house. I forget whose house that is, but it is a real place in a fictional world that is the PCP Minecraft server.
More like the
Minecraft server is more real than real
right
life.
Of kings.
I prefer to spend my time in the PCB Minecraft server as opposed to real life.
Oh,
Everything
that's
is
right.
good
We're not
there.
going to do it again for the holidays. I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
want
true.
to do more. I want to do more Minecraft. Guys, did you know
I mean, it's certainly
Minecraft is a
doable.
video game that's enjoyed by millions?
No.
That doesn't sound right
Did
to
you
me.
know that?
That can't be true.
How people have been being entertained by this software for years and nobody told me?
That's strange.
Why wasn't I invited? Shame.
It just happened that way.
It's a damn
Hey,
shame.
speaking of tedium of life, dragging you down bit by bit towards
Yeah.
the shallow grave that's inevitable for us all,
Hell yeah.
I had a tragic experience this week in multiple ways, as you will hear now, which was just, so I had purchased, actually, okay, I won't start the story there. I will circle back to reveal this information that will now be a secret until we get there in the narrative, which is, so I'm taking Sesho out for a walk, right? He seemed maybe a little sluggish, maybe a little sleepy that day. I don't know what was going on, but he seemed fine. So I take him out.
Uh-oh.
All of a
This
sudden,
can't end well.
he's projectile shitting like you wouldn't believe, like a steady stream of liquid shit out his ass.
He's like propelling
just-
himself on the ice with the rocket. the
basically,
rocket force.
basically, yes. It
Yeah.
was with the force of 1,000 suns. It was an incredible sight to behold, and it was something
I'm
unknown in this
imagining
earth.
I'm just imagining that starts happening. You grab the leash to stop him, but of course you're on the ice as well.
I'm
You're
dragged
also
behind
beholden
him.
to the laws of physics. You end up going like down a hill really fast, propelled by dog shit.
Indeed.
Well, don't hear this thing.
It was a Christmas miracle. So that's happening. Whatever. He took a horrible, nasty, liquid shit. I got over that, and then I went inside, and I was wondering. I was like, Michelle, Sisha just took like the weirdest shit. I've never seen it before. What is happening here? We didn't know. He seemed generally fine. Besides that, anyway, like the day goes on, and then all of a sudden I realize, guys, I had bought my parents for Christmas a lovely box of chocolates, just the nicest little box of chocolates. From Godiva. It was wonderful. I just suddenly notice under the chair there is a ripped up piece of this box, and I'm thinking, how did this get? What's up with this? And in case you guys don't know, chocolate is lethal to dogs. This is what's reported. They're like, I've in the past, Sesha's like gotten little bits of chocolate, and I've rushed to like ismydogdead.com for like the chocolate
And the
calculator
answer is
to
always
let you
a
know.
resounding yes.
It's always yes. Thank God I didn't buy the dark chocolates, or he'd be dead where he stands today. It was milk chocolate, I guess, probably. Anyway, obviously Sesho this is insane. We had it in a bag on top of a table. I guess there was a chair kind of nearby. He must have done some crazy parkour shit to get up there. But he pulled out like the box of chocolates. He ripped it open. He ate every single chocolate that were individually wrapped in the box, except for one that I guess his fat little body couldn't reach. And I mean, this is the reason why the shit was weird. So we deduced this. He was a terrible person. Hopefully he regrets it. But then he's just shitting in the worst possible ways all over the place. And there's like a room that he goes to shit in if we don't walk him fast enough. And, sometimes that happens. Whatever. We try to walk him as best we can. And then I walk in, and there's like half on like the pad. We put down these puppy pads, whatever they'll piss his shit on, so he doesn't do it on the rug. It's like half on, half off. There's just a spray of liquid shit all over the fucking rug and this pad. It's just a true nightmare. The point of the story is he ate all the chocolate. It was a Christmas gift for my mother. Sesho ate it callously. He shit everywhere. He almost killed himself. He would have been dead. And now he's currently in gay baby jail, where we have put him, which is to say he's in like the shelter. Not the fucking shelter. Yeah, we sold him instantly.
Done.
He's in fucking daycare until we come get him after we get back from visiting the folks. And I have to go replace the fucking chocolates with something else for my asshole mother.
This is why you don't let your dog.
I hope you made it clear to him that he is being punished. His abandonment is a punishment and a reflection on his character.
I think that's very clear.
He definitely knows
very
that.
Clear.
Yeah.
And one other factor here is just that so as everyone knows, we've been trying to work to lose Sesho weight. He succeeded. He weighed like 28 pounds. His goal was like 25. He reached 25, and I last measured him. He was like 24 and a half or something. So like he's doing great. He's at his target weight, whatever. But I think that because we've been feeding him so little, I think it's actually driven him into kind of a Garfield-esque diet week madness where he's been particularly energetic. He's been freaking out when we give him food.
Dude, maybe he's got keto energy. Maybe he's achieved clarity, mental clarity.
That's probably it.
That's what happens.
He's accessing energy centers that he didn't know he had, I think. And so he's been, like, for example, we had a pumpkin. There was just a pumpkin that we had on the shelf, since Christmas. It was doing fine. And it was in range of him for months. And only yesterday, did he decide it was time to rip into that pumpkin and eat the precious seeds and gunk inside. So I think, based on these conclusions, I think that it's time to up his food a little bit so he'll stop being a monster. But still, fuck you, Sesho, for eating those expensive chocolates. You piece of shit. So there you go. I hate my dog. I'll end his life. Yeah. And that's it. And that's it. We locked him in jail.
As is natural.
This story would be not a problem for me at all if he just hadn't shit on the carpet. That's the one thing I can't forgive. Because we have like this liquid cleaner thing that you put stuff into to try to clean. I cannot get all the shit out of that carpet. I just can't do it. It's soaked in there. It'll never be clean again.
Good job, Sesho. You did it.
Yeah.
This is why you don't let your dog play Mirror's Edge. Those are clearly transferable skills, and he got the parkour abilities, and now he's just all over the place. You gave him energy, and you gave him the means. You fool.
It was a mistake. So there's your Sesho update for the week, everybody. He's the worst, and he's paying for it now.
Fascinating.
More proof that pets are a mistake. Never get them.
He's a burden.
I guess I had a fucking wacky adventure this week.
Yeah.
It probably will suck, but whatever. All right. What else are you listeners fucking doing besides listening to my stupid ass?
They're already
bullshit?
At the bottom of the podcast barrel. I might as well just go full.
So bore. I had a date. I had a date with a girl.
Whoa, incredible!
It was weird,
unforgivable.
So again, all right. So this is I'm getting on the bus, right? I'm getting on the bus to go hang out with Munchie, Kazzy, Kazzy's friend Dusty, and Munchie's friend Leif, who's in town for the week, right? This is the setup. And I'm on the bus, and it's cold outside, but when it's cold, they fucking Okay, time for a tangent, guys. I get so fucking mad in the winter because they blast the heat on public transit. So I will get on the bus and I will immediately start sweating, right? I will, and like, I'm the only one. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these other freaks. Like, I get on the bus, it's like 80 fucking degrees on this bus. I'm sitting there in my full coat. I have to take all of it off. I have to strip down to my fucking t-shirt. And I'm still too hot, and I'm still sweating, and everyone else is on the bus in their fucking, like, woolen hats and, like, gloves and, like, full-on winter regalia. And I don't understand. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with them, okay?
It's just the uniform of the time. They can't take it off.
Why aren't they fucking sweating bullets like I am?
I guess they
and
are.
Would definitely be. They're not. I'm looking at their faces and they're not glistening.
Just become used to it, I guess.
I'm fucking perspiring. I'm sopping. Anyway,
I know what you're talking about, though. It sucks.
Such is my situation today. Or on that day, rather. I get on the bus. I sit down. I start sweating. And this girl on the bus is like, hey, holds out a fucking napkin at me. And it's like, hey, and I'm like, oh God, is it that obvious? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I fucking mop my sweat brow. And I don't know, we talk about like, oh, yeah, where do you live? You live around here? Yeah, cool. And so I get off at Harvard Square. And she's like the bus takes us like a little too far. Like we both kind of miss where we're going. We're like, okay, let's walk back to the station. So we walk back to the station, talk about shit. She's like, okay, hey, what's your number? And I'm like, nice, epic, dab. So we exchange numbers, right? So I go and I meet up with the guy. I meet up with the boys, right? We're walking around Boston. We're having a great time. I forget what we did. Oh yeah, we got Chinese food. Doesn't matter. Dumplings. So I checked my phone, and this girl called me, and she left me a message, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out right now?" And I'm like, we had concluded our business. We were just kind of fucking around. I think we were gonna go back to Kazi's apartment, just fuck around some more. But I get this call, and I'm like, should I go? And everyone's like, oh, Ben, you should go. Oh, you should.
True love only happens once in a lifetime, Ben.
Yes, it's a once in a lifetime chance. Like, oh, if you miss this, you'll always wonder. You'll always wonder what could have been. And I'm like, oh God, whatever. All right, fucking fine. Goodbye. So I leave. And I go, and she's
Little did Ben know they just wanted him to leave.
Yeah, I think so. I always suspected, but now it's confirmed. And she's saying she's at the Starbucks. It takes me forever. I'm on the train, and and we get an announcement on the train. It's like, sorry everyone, some lovely customer decided to run onto the tracks, so we're gonna have to resolve that situation before we move the train again. So I'm like half an hour late, and I'm like, well, oh well. But she's still there. She moved next door. Anyway, she's a fucking crazy person, right? The moral of the story is she's fucking crazy person. Probably some strain, and this is not an insult, probably some strain of autism. Like a certain disregard and unawareness of like human social convention definitely shown through.
Surely that was what attracted her to you.
all of her words and deeds.
We need examples, Ben. We need concrete examples.
We need social security numbers, Ben. We need,
bank
what
was the one thing that like broke the
got.
camel's back, and you were like, oh no, this is clearly a deadly situation.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. I was mostly just kind of amused, but she was like super forward about like sex questions. Like she was really just like, we're sitting at the bar. Like we go to a bar in Harvard, and we sit down, and she's basically just like, so what are you into? And I'm like, what are you? And she's like, interpret that however you want.
Like Minecraft?
Yeah, and I'm like, I was like, I declined to answer. It's too early for that.
Yeah, sure.
But she's like, and she just like, in like the bartender's there, and she's just like, oh, hey, are you straight? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, darn, I hate fucking straight guys or whatever. What a disaster. I'm looking for a quad, and I'm looking for people to fill out my quad. It's got to be 2 guys and 2 girls. And I'm like,
dude, she's a fucking troll. She's trying to fill out her quadrants over here.
And I'm like,
impressive.
And I'm like, what do you? I don't know what a quad is. Like, can you back way the fuck up and explain to me what a quad is? Turns out it's really simple. It's a 4-way polyamory thing, and it's got to be, and it's got to have. You gotta have the X in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
You gotta.
Is this 4 or 5 people? I'm lost now with this X factor.
4 people, but you can't just. It's not like it's everyone. Everyone's dating everyone, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like one person's dating 2 and one person's just dating 1 and one's
it's a mutually shared pool.
Yes, each of the 4 is dating all the other 3. This is a fully realized quad.
While she may have perhaps been attracted to all of them individually, this would be a no-go of a relationship if, in fact, those others were not attracted to each other. That would just kill it for her. Okay,
yes.
All right.
Yes.
Sure.
And it's not necessary for a quad, but her quad that she desires is 2 guys, 2 girls. So she's just like, she just says this in like a totally like normal tone of voice, as though she were describing the weather. Like
the way you said it before, it sounds like with the barkeep or whatever, just as like also there. Probably
she's like she's talking to the bartender. Okay, we're there. We're on a date. She asks the bartender for his number like later, like a couple hours, like before we leave. She says like she's never at some point she has maybe like 3 drinks. At some point, she's like, "Yeah, I've never been drunk. Yeah, one time I drank like 18 drinks. I'd never got drunk. Nope, never. Like, totally biologically impossible."
This person is starting to sound a little delusional.
She says she's never been drunk. She drinks like 3. Then like we get out, we start waiting. I'm kind of tipsy, right? We leave the place. I've had like 5 or 6. We leave. We're calling an Uber. She fails to call an Uber 3 times. Maybe it's not her fault, whatever. I finally managed to get one. Like after like an hour of waiting. We get in the car. She starts talking about how she's got like low blood sugar or whatever, and like she needs her medication. She pukes out the fucking passenger side.
She pukes, she does. Okay.
She does,
all right.
She does. Not drunk,
right.
Never been drunk. This is a blood sugar thing. Always it's blood sugar. So
okay.
And then I don't think I lost her phone. I don't think it was me. I think I gave her phone back to... I hailed the Uber with her phone because mine was dead. I'm like very sure I gave it back to her. But one way or another, we go back to her house and her phone is gone. And she's like, but you know what? Honestly, she was a good sport about that. I felt bad about it. Whatever.
That's nice. Okay.
She lives at her parents' house. We go into her fucking parents' fucking like boomer ass house. I have to use the bathroom. It's not that far from where I live, so I'm tiptoeing around, she's got a nice cat. I pet the cat and I'm like, hey, okay, I'm gonna, I walk home from here all the time. So I'm gonna go. And she's like, okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it was very weird. It was very strange. Yeah, that's it. There's no moral to the story. That's what happened. And this was on like a Tuesday. Imagine all that happening on a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, I think our listeners would perhaps appreciate that when you just kind of go out in the world and do not, in fact, spend all day just playing Minecraft, but just like occasionally talk to people, you can have kind and adventures.
We want our audience
to play Minecraft. And it's a nightmare, and it's always a mistake. You should subscribe to the PCP Minecraft's Patreon server so you can avoid this sort of bullshit.
Keep your autism contained. Don't go out into the world. Keep it on Minecraft where it belongs for a nominal fee.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't told this to anyone. Like, Kazzy messaged me earlier in the week and was like, "How to go with that girl?" And I didn't respond because I'm like,
did true love win, Ben? Did it win?
The truth's boring. The truth is like lame. I don't know. I don't want to say
it is. People want a salacious story or something. So obviously, it's an amusing anecdote, which I was happy to hear. But
that's why you just have to respond bad. And that's it. Just let their imagination fill in the rest.
Then they want to know the fucking details.
It wasn't even like a terrible time or anything. It just kind of like, that's weird.
The ambiguity of the statement, though,
it
creates a bit of intrigue that you can't do by yourself.
Of course.
That's the point. The goal is to create...
Well, I watched a favorite movie of mine.
Keep them guessing.
Prestige.
Make them think they're the crazy one. Gaslight.
Right. That's the way. In the movie Prestige is a very valuable lesson in it. It's a good movie. Whatever. It's like it's not Christopher Nolan. It's no, it is the guy who made The Dark Knight. Whatever. It's obviously really edgy and cool. But the main thing I get away from it is that there's this moral that like if you're a magician, people will hound you for your secrets. But the second they give it to you, you are worthless and you're not cool anymore, and you can fucking die. So always hold on to your secrets, guys. It keeps you interesting. Don't be overly forward and honest like I can be, and it makes you boring.
Mystique is important.
I don't have any secrets.
That's your secret. You need to keep secret. You have to keep it a secret that you have no secrets.
That too. Literally true. It's helpful in making you seem like a cool guy. People always like to think. I mean, Ben lives a mysterious, degenerate life. That could mean anything on any given day.
Yeah.
Oh, the mystery, the intrigue.
What are the details?
You just got to keep your statements vague. Let people's imagination fill in the gaps with the best possible interpretation of what you say.
Indeed.
So you become cooler to them just by their own projection.
I've been thinking about reading Sam Harris's book Lying specifically because I've long been a believer that lying is a very immoral thing to do, and I want to do as little of it as possible for a number of reasons. But like with subjects like that are like that's not a lie. You're not doing anything that's a lie. But I wonder about the moral. Some would consider that a lie
by omission.
Well, a lie by omission, or even is it immoral to create an air of mystique around yourself to make you seem cooler than you actually are?
I would suppose it depends on the purpose of the mystique.
Well, it serves you like a practical purpose of like making like upping your like I don't know social capital, but like if that's a lie, then you're kind of misleading people sort of into being more interested in you than you deserve or something. I don't know.
I suppose you could play it off that you just want to keep your personal information to yourself, and whatever conjectures people come to based on your vague statements is their own issue and not yours.
I mean, that's true. And I mean, there's another factor here that's like, let's just say that you decide it's immoral to like pretend to be cooler than you are, like in any small way, that you insist on being an open book, like overly so. The thing is, that makes you stand out in a weird way compared to every other person on the planet. And now, so you've just like totally sunk your social capital in a way that like no one else does.
You become the girl we just talked about.
Yeah, sorta, which is...
You become the autism arbiter, and we just don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Ooh, it's a tough game. It's a tough game to play, to be
Socrates had
honest.
it down. Golden mean, my dudes. Don't be too autistic, but be a little autistic. Keep them on the edge of their seat.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's what we've learned today. Life lessons going into the next decade, audience. Remember these words.
Oh, hey, speaking of decades, I noticed a random factoid as I was scrolling back. I was just thinking today at the end of this decade and year and whatnot about how old the PCP was. The first episode of the PCP was released, today's the December 22nd, it was released December 23rd, 2015. So tomorrow is the PCP's 4th birthday since its first episode was posted. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is all we have to show for 4 years of labor?
Boy,
Indeed.
God damn it.
I was just tweeting about how I miss the old days. Now everything sucks now.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we've got to revive Horsecast is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, just how back in the pony days it felt like we were all going somewhere.
Look, we all got to hit it hard. When Pony Life drops, we all have to pick up, Back in the Saddle, quite literally.
Back in the Saddle. We'll call it that. That'll be the new podcast.
Maybe maybe we should do. I mean, we did it for the movie, right? Didn't we?
I have no problem with like a one.
We did.
I mean, just for example, like a one-time episode of us watching like season Gen 5,
funny.
Gen 6.
I'd do it. I'll watch.
I agree.
Get Dr. Wolf on
Life.
for the guest for that episode. That'll be a good time.
Let's get I Love Kim Possible a lot for the guest for that episode.
Yes, dude. We need to have more guests. It's fucked up.
I agree.
It's fucked up.
Look at the people who showed up for today's episode. It's clear we need guests.
It's clear
there's three.
There's
three degenerates.
This is just not gonna cut it, lads.
You know what? On the guest thing, I think that the guest format is a little easier for me to think about if we have like some kind of like thing that we're going to discuss with them, even if it's just like their project.
We should have
a
prepared topic if we're bringing a guest in.
I think that maybe for those it makes sense, even if it's something soft. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it should be something relevant to the guest, right?
I agree.
Like we should give them a bit of an advantage.
We should just ask them to suggest something. Yeah.
Or maybe there's just something like we could just suggest like, hey, fucking. You made a new game, sir, or you are a really cool guy. Let's discuss your work, whatever it may be.
No one who actually has accomplished anything would ever want to be on our podcast. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to softball them.
Okay,
we're gonna have to make suggestions like, hey, what do you think about climate change? What?
Sure.
Tell us.
What a riveting topic.
This I think is the strategy.
I think we can all agree that having like more diverse, different voices on the episode is always good. They're sick of our shit, and I don't know. And also, I think that having topics of some kind is generally a good focusing point for us to just have something to bounce off of. So
when are we gonna like lean into the meme and just become Digi's anime podcast that everyone thinks this actually is?
We should embrace the meme.
Okay, wait.
Anymore? Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone this. Maybe future bonus episode, maybe just an episode. We just call it Digi's Anime Podcast as the name of that episode.
I feel like the only people that think that are the people who have never actually listened to it, right?
Agreed.
Right? I mean, I agree.
And that's why it's funny. You can just tell immediately who has never listened to the show. They know it's much worse than that if they've listened.
In the process of like capturing new viewers in any mechanism, in any way, like that would not be by like, oh, I'm now suddenly interested in this podcast with these people. It'll be like, oh, there's something cool about this show that's presumably not anime or Digi podcast related specifically. Probably, as part of it, perhaps. But we have something else to bring.
If this is Digi's anime podcast, he's like the CEO, just stays in his office and does nothing while all of us, the workers, toil
absorbing
away.
our surplus labor value, goddammit. Oh, yeah. It's infuriating.
That's
By
not
the way,
really
we
the
should,
case, though. Nate's the only one. Nate's
No.
the only one who skims anything off the top, and I mean, Nate
That's true.
actually does like actual.
But he does
work.
earn his keep.
I would argue that I am underpaid for the amount of time I put in, but hey, that's life,
Nate,
baby.
Actually,
What
you
can
actually do like sort of make it all run.
Yeah, I pull the gears and levers. I turn the wheels of the world as it is. I am a god. I'm Atlas.
Do we have like
and
a
I'm about to
potential-
shrug, motherfucker, in a big way.
Do we have like a potential
wait,
guest list?
I think we had some list of like a couple of people who we were thinking of inviting.
That should be our resolution for the New Year's. More guests on the PCP.
Make the podcast not shit? What is that?
Yes.
Let's
agree.
not go crazy.
Yeah.
Baby
It's true.
steps.
That is asking a lot.
I'm sure we could think of some people who we'd want to have on the show. I mean, and I frankly, I know quite a few people. Look, even if these people aren't like, I don't know, super famous, wouldn't give us like tons of new viewership, just having a new voice. I know people who would be interested.
We should get Vivzy on. We should get Vivzy Pop on to ask what she thinks about The Knot.
We should get Vivzy's dog on to hear, his side of the story.
Stories to tell.
Yeah.
The Knot.
Get old
God.
Fido on.
You can just see it in her eyes that she's thinking about The Knot. I'm sorry. She's thinking about it.
We can call the episode "The Knot," or "Tying the Knot," perhaps.
Can you not the Vivzy Pop
Can
interview?
you not?
Can you not? Holy shit, that's a great name for a show. Oh, like a furry podcast? Can you not? That would be incredible. Damn.
Did we just discover our new revenue stream?
Copyright Tom. You can't have that.
That's
another
side stream.
great bonus episode idea.
New side stream. It's just punching down at furries and other freaks.
Well, they've thoroughly earned it, I would say. Can you not? I'm also writing Digi's Anime Podcast. These are both great ideas for bonus
subtitle. It's called Can You Not? Digi's Anime Podcast. Digi has nothing to do with it. He's never
Endorsed by Digibro. With
Send
him
all
a big
complaints
thumbs up.
to Twitter at Digibra.
I'm sure he would enjoy that. Mm-hmm. Let me say. What else was I going to bring up? I think there was one or two other things. Oh, hey, I was curious. Oh, I made another big batch of curry yesterday, guys. It's large.
It looks
beautiful.
delectable.
Looks fucking
good.
Looks
it is
fucking
so good. And I think you guys would be proud. Maybe I'll get a picture of this later. But there's when I went to the store this time, I was bereft of curry for a full, I don't know, like month, and it made me want to kill myself. So this time I bought, you know how they have those like not the cardboard like things that like the products sit in on the shelves of any individual product.
Yes.
I just bought
grabbed the whole
an entire
thing?
one of those.
Damn.
It had a full like 12 boxes of
yeah,
curry.
yeah.
And
Wait, so how many?
it was the
how
best
many
purchase.
like? So curry comes in like a box, right? And it comes
That's
in a
the
box
curry
of like
cubes or whatever.
cubes that you break up and put in the stew.
That's right.
So how many boxes did you get?
I bought 12 individual boxes, and each box is like one. I mean, I use 2 for my things, but like I use a big pot and make like a lot of it at a time. So it's probably like double the normal amount or whatever. So like 12, 12 boxes. And I'll buy more. Oh, it's so good. It's my favorite food probably right now. I make it myself. It's delicious. It's pork, carrots. And I got to tell you, yesterday when I was making it, Michelle was like, "Nate, ew, those sweet potatoes look so gross." Because I was chopping up these incredibly old sweet potatoes.
What looks gross about? Oh, they were.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Old?
It's the fact they were old and moldy and oozing liquid. And I was like, no, Michelle, these are the best part. We can cut around the ooze.
Okay.
We can cut around the mold.
Oozing liquid is a little far.
I was so willing to put those in because they're so good. They're the best thing in the curry. The sweet potatoes, the yams. Oh my God, I love them so much. And that bitch, Michelle, she robbed me. She was like, "I will not eat that." And I was like, well, this is why God invented divorce, I guess, for this very purpose.
You should have just been like, "You're lost, bitch," and just made them anyways. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
For instance, downstairs in my fruit bowl, there is an overripe avocado, and I am angry at whoever left it there, whoever purchased that avocado and didn't eat it. Right?
Sure.
I consider it a crime that has been dealt to me personally.
I do hate, now that I buy all my own food and shit, I do hate wasting it. It is very annoying to see any food go to waste.
One of my roommates works at a deli, basically, and so he I think that food does not carry quite the same intrinsic moral weight to him because he just got it all the time and probably has to throw tons of it out in the course of his job.
He's become numb.
So like, he's just got all this. He'll like cook food and like leave half of it in the fridge and just let it go bad. And I'm like, and I'm over here like, just let me eat it. Just let me eat it all. God damn it.
We have to find an answer to the food question sometime because I hate this fucking. We throw out so much food, and it annoys me to no end. I never throw out food unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
I'll eat it, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Sometimes things are in the fridge too long, and they get gross. And I guess the worst thing I do is I'll buy a bunch of vegetables, and then I just won't cook with it, and and then it's too old to cook with, and then I throw it away. That's like the only thing I do.
Somebody got heavy cream, like two like very small containers of heavy cream, like 1 cup containers, like really little, and they were in the fridge because we had other heavy cream, so nobody opened them, and like it finally comes time like, oh, we're done with that carton, time to open up the new one. What? Oh, we got these 2 little ones, and they were like a month overdue. Or over expiration, and like their content was just like solid, like a paste. Yeah, like it didn't smell or anything. It just had sort of turned into sort of a.
You just gotta stir it around. That's still good. That's
still
good.
It, honestly, it seemed like maybe if I had like sweetened it or something, I could have eaten it as like a custard. Like it didn't seem. It didn't.
That's like
seem
how they
that
make
nasty,
yogurt, right?
To be perfectly honest. But
I mean if you want to have the authentic Sesho experience, then yeah, you would just eat that as a custard, I guess.
I mean, okay, what is cheese? Like, what is yogurt, right?
Exactly. It had become some kind of cheese.
I feel like there's more artistry to cheese than that.
No, there's.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's just it's just nature taking its course. It's
that's
just
one
a
word
complete
for it.
accident that happens every single time.
Oh.
I mean, you could argue that like the yogurt industry was like originally made like on the back of like spoiled food that they found a way to market, which I think is true. But now I'm pretty into it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. I like a Go-Gurt on occasion. I'm a pretty energetic guy. I just slam a couple Go-Gurts in the morning.
On the go. I don't have time to fuck with a spoon.
I hope we get to that place.
Actually, you know something to keep my lunch cold. I gotta freeze my fucking
my Go-Gurt. Yeah, it's good cold or room temperature.
The whole cold, hot or cold. You know.
I mean, I was gonna say that I can't wait for like businessmen to be eating
sweet
Go-Gurt.
or savory.
It's the optimal food. But then I think about I don't know, in animes, but occasionally in like Japanese stuff, you'll see like businessmen eating those like they're kind of like baby food pouches that you can get at convenience stores in Japan and stuff.
Oh yeah, the like fruit mash or whatever.
Yeah. Which it's good. It's good. I've had a couple.
I had one. But, I liked it.
For men on a mission,
like
you just don't have time to consume.
But just like all individually packaged foods, it's too expensive and it's horseshit.
That is true.
Well, that's true.
I would never purchase it of my own volition.
The struggle.
I just want the world to adopt, like, forget like a universal currency. I just want a universal food. We all just agree. We give up food and we just eat slop. Optimally, like nutrition, slop.
Dude.
I know it's going to be a little different for everybody.
Did you get the email? Are you on the Huel mailing list?
Yes, I am.
Huel 3.0. Did you see Huel 3.0?
Oh, the bars. New Huel bars.
There's Huel bars,
right.
but they also said the powders, they've revised the formula. They now have Huel version 3, and I'm curious to try it.
Wait a fucking minute.
I just bought a bunch more version 2, goddammit.
So Huel has moved into the solid food market?
Yes, they have.
What a bunch of bullshit. What a betrayal of all its principles.
No, it's not.
We know that Huel's like single serving like drinks and like these bars. They're obviously just to cater to the normos, right? You like optimally efficiency.
Look, I have to wonder why they even bothered with the liquid
in the first
place.
If you're a real Hooligan, as they call you in the email, a Hooligan, you only buy the powder because it's the best price to performance ratio. You get it; it lasts forever.
For us, the consumer, absolutely. But like with those products, they're clearly trying to just get like normal people.
I bought the bottles and I
Huel.
felt like I betrayed my own values. I'm like, this is too convenient and too expensive.
They're so convenient. And they're so delicious. I mean, I love the chocolate ones. I think they're absolutely fantastic.
It's just,
but
guys,
it's just a mistake.
Guys, no, it's about Quest bars. It's all about
Quest bars are fantastic. The problem is I lived off Quest bars for like 3 weeks once, and I couldn't shit for the rest of my life. To this day, I just can't.
They're low, dude. They got low net carbs.
They do. They're fantastic. They taste great.
They do. They're like candy. They're like my candy.
The texture is actually pretty pleasant.
I have tried like. There's only like 2 flavors. I looked up online to see if I've missed any, and there's only like 2 flavors of Quest bar that I've never tried. And if I ever see them in a store, oh my god.
Ben, what you need to do.
The donut sprinkle is
Ben, what you need to do is you need to go on eBay and you have to buy a lot of Quest bars. They'll sell them like a box of 50 for cheap prices, like half the price of what they are in the store. So like $3 a bar, which is bullshit. Too expensive.
I told my parents, instead of candy in my stocking, please just fill it with Quest bars.
I passed that along. I
told Mom, so she shouldn't have. What is it? Hold on. The one that I haven't tried, fucking mint chocolate chip. I have never seen mint chocolate chip, but that one, it sounds incredible. There's like one other one. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter.
Unironically, last year for a while, like when I was living in the car and when I was first moving with Digi for a little while, I had nothing but Quest bars and Huel was all I was eating because
weird because I've never seen them. I only started seeing them around like a month or 2 ago.
Really?
And now suddenly I see them everywhere. I saw them in a Target.
I've had them for at least 2 years or been aware of them for at least 2 years. They're around.
Wow,
They've just been on the down low, I guess. But I'm assuming it's because keto's gotten bigger, that they have expanded their business for obvious reasons. They are very keto friendly.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's why I like. That's why
2 years ago, keto was not nearly as big of a deal. It's like Ben found out about it, and then the whole world was like listening to the PCP.
I
of course,
spread the word.
Yeah.
The 2 Keto Dudes podcast spread the word to me, and then I spread the word to everyone else. It's the circle of life.
I found out them not because they were keto, but my sister told me about them because she can't have gluten, and they are gluten free. And so she's like, "These are great bars to have if you have a gluten allergy, like I do." And they just happen to be keto on top of it, which was a good bonus.
Although, I mean, they're keto, but not if you eat like 12 of them, which is what I do.
No, that's a bad call.
They're so fucking good.
How do you shit? Like, they literally just destroy you.
I don't know.
Oh. I guess you're just so keto powered now. Your body's adapted.
Yeah, although I'm off keto for the holidays, because, like, fuck it.
Yeah,
what am I not going to eat, like, mashed potatoes?
Hey, Ben, I heard on the grapevine that your weight loss may have hit its goal and that it's time to perhaps relax and stop losing weight.
Who fucking told you that?
Any feedback? Oh, I'll never tell. I'll never tell.
It never quite hit the goal I was looking for. I wanted to get down to like 150, and I never got below like 154.
Damn.
Okay.
So that's pretty impressive.
It got close and then kind of stalled out.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, within 4 pounds after all that.
The lowest I got to was 173, I think. Which was pretty good.
I got your size, Tom. That's good.
Yeah, that's all gone now, though. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start again after the.
I've probably gained a few pounds. I'm probably up in like the low 160s right now.
I had like 2 slices of pizza and sugar cookies yesterday while I was holiday shopping. I felt like a monster.
I also ate pizza yesterday. I was like, it's that time of year.
Yeah,
boys.
I suppose.
You know what?
Is.
I eat pizza and I feel sick immediately afterwards. I don't know why I do it. But I always forget. Like every time I have pizza and an hour later I feel like garbage. I'm like, why do I feel like shit? I'm like,
me and Michelle.
Oh, of course.
Me and Michelle were out, and I just saw like, Michelle, I haven't had pizza in so long. Like, I want a piece of pizza. Michelle's like, no, Nate, you don't want to eat that. I'm like, I want a piece of pizza. So I got a piece from Whole Foods, from their like delicious looking pizza.
That's where I got it yesterday too.
I felt so horrible.
Why would you get pizza from Whole Foods?
I mean, it's
because I went to see a movie and it was right next door and I was hungry.
I mean, we go to Whole Foods. It's a nice place.
Right there.
I don't know.
I ordered from fucking Domino's. I got a $5.99 chicken bacon ranch sauce for dipping. Classic American.
But I mean, I ate it and I just felt horrible. It's like it feels good while you're eating. I mean, this is why we do it, obviously. The salt and the grease and blah blah blah. But
I thought I would feel that way, but I didn't. I felt fine, and I'm actually kind of in a pleasant way, sort of looking forward to when I go back on keto, like when I start dieting again. I'm looking forward to the sensation of like I can feel that I'm losing weight, and I can feel that I'm like I'm
you have
not
power.
as heavy as I was.
Yeah.
That initial couple pounds of weight
I need
loss
to buy a scale
because
the scale is what keeps me going.
It's so important.
It's gonna feel
so
good.
important to have a scale. You got to get that. That's a priority for weight loss.
Because like that's when you're just afraid because I know I'm gonna step on it. I'm gonna be like 25 pounds heavier than I was like last year. And I'm like, well,
wait, say it to Tom. You're gonna get a scale. You'll do it. Right?
I will do. I will go get it.
That's your
before
word.
the end of the year.
Your word. All right.
Resolution.
Did I mention that my roommate, the same one that works at the deli, he got a new scale because we had kind of an old craft one. He got a new one that was like it had a computer inside.
Oh, I think you told the story when like you used it without permission and like he got a notification on his phone or something.
I mean, it's not. It's yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he was like. I mean, how much you don't need permission to fucking step on a scale, but yeah, he would get alerts on his phone telling him how much I weigh because I would like use the scale.
That's so
and it was like hooked
great.
up to an app on his phone.
Incredible.
Dude, technology's too powerful now. This is just there's some boundaries you just can't cross, and like the relationship between a man and his scale is just sacrosanct.
Yeah,
you can't do this.
Mm-hmm. Or can you?
I guess you can now. But like that's the whole point. We've gone too far.
Yeah, well,
this is the dystopia.
We're making everything like it's like in the like in Metal Gear Solid 4, all weapons are like individually DNA tagged. So like every machine is like for use by a specific human ID and no one else. Our scales, this is kind of similar to what's going on with the scales, sort of. I mean, it's plugged into like a system here that's like expecting it to only be used by him. I don't know.
Then we'll find a way to spoof DNA, and then people get framed for crimes all the time, and there'll be a whole other industry we're gonna have to unravel.
Everything is shit, and we do need to return to a mythologized past wherein our people were great.
Do you have any sympathies for the anarcho-primitivist movement, Ben?
Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, really?
Absolutely
Okay,
vile,
good.
Vile and pitiful.
I couldn't agree more.
Pitiful, weak cowards.
Because I remember a while ago I made fun of this guy who I'm actually quite fond of, but he is a boomer and he has some silly opinions in my opinion. This guy Ephemeral Rift, ASMR guy on YouTube, whatever. I like him a lot, but
is he the guy who did the like mob boss ASMR?
That is based Terrar A. Dueo, aka Lobster Boy. No, that is a separate guy.
Okay,
both are heroes in very different ways. Terrar's from Ohio though, and maybe one day I'll meet up with that guy. That'd be pretty sick. But this is a different guy, and Ephemeral Rift just he is a big anarcho primitivist guy. He's like, man, it's just fucked up. We live in a society, man. We should be living in the trees, man. That's what humanity was supposed to be.
That's fucking insane. That is.
I mean, we know he's dumb.
Crazy.
Obviously, he's kind of like I know that like most of humanity would die. It's just I have sympathy that it feels like we're monkeys in the wrong environment now. Which I mean, kind of true. But you can't go back and like without killing everybody. So. I don't know what the plan is there.
I mean, that's fucking
broader
dumb.
shoulders, not a lighter load, you coward.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Like, I don't know. I mean, so he doesn't actually think that, like, we need to do it. He's just kind of, like, jerking himself off, like, boy, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have society?
I think he would agree with that largely, yeah. Like, you can...
As someone who creates ASMR content on YouTube, I would assume he's not super sold on the whole idea.
I mean, he totally acknowledged... He's done, like, some vlogs where he's like, yeah, like, I totally acknowledge I do stuff on YouTube. I mean, he's one of these, like, adult men who started doing YouTube who, like, has a job and, like, he does other things, so he doesn't need YouTube. So that's a little different from, like, our generation of desperate e-whores trying to make it, such as myself. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're all guilty.
Yeah.
We're all guilty.
Too close to home there. Yeah.
In any case, very, very silly in my head. Now, Lobster Boy, on the other hand, is an anarcho-capitalist hero who will stop at nothing to seize the means of control over the world. And,
Lobster Boy.
Check out Lobster Boy ASMR, everybody, if you want a bad time. It's I watch a lot of Terrar. I'll watch almost anything
Terrar,
he makes.
Deguelio.
It took me like a year to figure out how to pronounce his name, but I did it eventually.
Is it
and
Degeo?
It's Dueo. Terrar A. Dueo, which is like the lore behind this guy is deep. Like that is all these like older guys. I follow a lot of like older guys on YouTube, and they all have like very kind of like LARPing stories about themselves, but it's still fun to hear, and they're mostly true. And like he was like given this like nickname by like a South American friend woman of his,
What,
and it
Lobster
means
Boy?
well, I'm talking about the man who runs the channel, Terraria Dewey. Lobster Boy is, to clarify, a character, a horrible character on his channel. I mean, this is the man who was shouted out by PewDiePie for doing Pickle Rick ASMR back in the day. So, you know, he's really
amazing.
He's really hitting the ground running here. He's got a lot going on. He's a cool guy, though. I like him a lot. But in any case, hey, speaking of the ASMR grind, you know, the ASMR content creation is interesting, and it'll lead into what I was going to say, which is that, like, with those guys, you can do ASMR on anything. Like, find a new box to tap. Boom, you got your next content for your next hour-long video of ASMR. Put an ad at the beginning and the end, not in the middle. That is a sin in the ASMR world. Never do it. And boom. And you just keep doing that for years, and it seems to just generally work out pretty well. Obviously, I'm simplifying.
More slime ASMR when?
I don't know about. I mean, generally work out pretty well. I mean, for the like dozen guys who are famous for it.
You are correct, Ben. I am the
dozen guys and thousands of women.
It's I feel a certain sense of envy, I suppose, with like. A lot of those guys do write scripts. They'll come up with like characters and do things. Others do not. They just kind of do whatever. But you know, as opposed to people who are making more complicated content or whatever. I'm not even trying to say I'm good or anything. But here's what I was going to say. I am envious of how some of those guys are able to just churn it out without having to do too much. But here's what I was going to say. So I'm leaving tomorrow for like 4 days away off the grid or whatever. I'm still going to be working on some stuff while I'm away. But it's, you know, it's like a little mini vacation. First kind of dedicated one I've taken in quite a few months. Except when I visited Digi, to be fair. Though we did actually work while I was there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I feel like I could have stayed at the folks' place for longer, but I really didn't want to because I just don't want to be away from my computer, because I want to be working on things, because I have so much desire to
Wait, are you there now?
Make shit.
No,
I'm still at my place. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to
You're leaving
the
tomorrow?
folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably get there. I'm probably going to get there like early on the day of the eve.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's my plan at the moment anyway.
Sounds good. I mean, yeah, Michelle and I'll be settling in then probably, the day before. So, I was wondering if you guys feel a similar sense of like, I suppose it's not really a guilt. I mean, we've talked about this for a long time. I know Jesse's talked about this a lot, about like the pressure to always be working that I like, and I don't really want to not ever be working when I can. But I don't know. Do you guys, how do you feel about like taking vacations from your online content creation? Does it fill you with nerves?
I don't really.
It always feels like a sin.
I don't really feel like anything that I do is work per se.
Mm-hmm.
I only do things. Well, with a couple exceptions, I basically only do things that I feel like doing.
Fair enough.
Like I don't know, like. The poo videos felt like work. That was me like starting a project to be like, well, how's this gonna pan out? And it felt like work. I chugged through it. Didn't yield much. Quit it.
Trying. Those are good. I enjoyed them.
But like Slime and Punishment is what I work on mostly now at this point, although not for the last couple days. And that doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So I don't know. I guess I don't feel the same way.
For me, everything is an uphill battle. Like, left to my own devices, doing what feels good, I would become 300 pounds and just play video games and watch anime. Like, so everything that it's not that is like an active, like, brain-busting effort.
You know, the funny thing about that for me is that, like, you know, for example, maybe, I don't, you guys probably relate to this. It's like, or, you know, in some form or another, like, the weirdest thing is that, like, I have kind of been having tough time making time specifically to get to the gym for the last couple of months. Like, I've been going, you know, maybe like once every week, once every 2 weeks sometimes, which is not great. Obviously that's less than it should be, but like, you know, I'm finding time to squeeze it in. But like, I have trouble doing it. I find that the times that I most exercise is when I'm on vacation, because then I'm finally I don't have this thing looming over my head of, Nate, you could be working on your project right now. Like, you need to blah, 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 do that. It's when I am like set free. That's when I most like go running and do my lifts and hit the gym and stuff, when I've like got free time to do that stuff. I don't know.
I mean, what I did for the gym is I just made it the priority number one. Like, as soon as I woke up 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would go to the gym. Like, it was more important than work. It was more important than anything. Like, that was because for me, I only went for 45 minutes to an hour. So it was not a huge time constraint. So getting it out of the way early meant the rest of the day was open to do whatever I wanted.
I absolutely should do that. But like the mental block I keep hitting with that, I know that the first thing I should do is wake up and go to the gym. I feel bad doing that, and like I feel guilty making it priority number one. Look, I know that a lot of this is like rationalization, and it's me being stupid, and I should just do it. It's absolutely true, and there's no excuse to not do it. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. But like when the hurdle I encounter is just like I want to get up and get straight to work on like editing and videos and stuff, and like to instead go to the gym. I just feel such a guilt and like a fear that I'm like pushing back like 2 more hours into the day is when I start editing. Nate,
well, here's how, because I had that feeling a lot of the time too, especially in the beginning before it became habitual.
Right.
That's the way I justified it.
Yeah.
The way I justified it was like if I get up, like I want to go to the gym because I know it's the right thing to do. If I don't and I start working, my work will be tainted by my conflicted mind going back and forth between like, should I go to the gym versus continuing to work? Whereas if I just do it, I will have mental clarity and the work will be better because I will no longer be caught between 2 brain states.
I understand realizing that in principle, but there's no fucking way that you actually act rationally, right?
You're right, Ben. You're right.
That's my
left to your own devices.
That's me like, oh, don't you know? Just get your homework done early so that then you can relax afterwards and you'll be happier. Like, fuck, no, I can't do that. No, I'm gonna fucking whine all night that I don't want to fucking do my
that's the thing,
homework.
Tom.
6 months straight.
Once you get into the groove, and I'm not trying to diminish it, because I was like this too. It like after, let's just say, if you do it for 3 months, if you're able to force yourself, then it's a habit, and then like it's basically easy at that point on because you've made it just part of your routine. So that's the place everybody should be aiming to get. But I have solutions. A lot of the time these days, because I have this fear of like not doing my work, so I don't go to the gym as much, what I will do is I'll just say, okay, Michelle, I know you don't give a shit, which she doesn't. I'm going to swear to you, Michelle, that I will go to the gym tomorrow. And she's like, I don't care, but okay. And that's exactly what happens. And then once I have someone else involved, like holding me to account, then I actually do it. That's all it is.
She's really gonna hold your nose to the
look,
grindstone.
It's not about her.
You just gotta tweet it. You just gotta tweet the night before. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. And if you don't, all of your followers will just blast you
know
for
what
the rest of your life.
If I had like a personal Nate account, I would do that. Since I only
fucking do. That's what Twitter is.
I mean, I don't really think of it.
Do you not treat it like that?
I do retweet memes and stuff, but I don't know. Like I kind of make something of an effort to make it like not particularly personal. I don't know. That's just how I've been handling. Like maybe I will make like a personal Twitter that's for like
put it in your
stuff.
Discord server or something. Have all the people who give you money.
That's not a bad idea.
That you're a failure if you don't do it.
You know, I'm sympathetic to this, and I get your point on it. It's fair to have the people hold you to account. I feel a little bit weird getting like my personal things involved with like the people at large, but I'll tell you what I would do. Perhaps either of you guys would want to enter in some sort of illicit demonic pact right now when it comes to perhaps for just the first month of the new year coming up to swear to. I mean, my goal, I want to work out 3 times a week, and that's what I would hold that's what I would want to hold myself to. What do you think, Tom? You want to do that?
I mean, I can hold you to account. I can't do any working out, but I will like try and hardcore get back on my diet, and we can hold each other accountable for that.
Okay.
Check in and make sure you're not fucking up.
I am willing to do that for a diet.
For diets, okay.
Me and Cassie were working out all the time, but now she's like busy with schools, and I don't have a gym buddy anymore. So now I can't bench. I can't fucking squat by myself. I'll fucking die.
You can squat by yourself. I mean, benching seems more dangerous to me. That I was worried about executing.
You're trying to kill me.
You just shrug the bar off if you're squatting. What's the danger
there? This is an assassination attempt.
I mean, I never bench with a buddy, which I know is irresponsible. And even when I'm alone in the gym, I'm just willing to roll the dice because it's too embarrassing to like use something else. I'm just willing to die if it comes to it to avoid any kind of social interaction.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other people there, right?
Oh, not every time, because sometimes I work out really late, and I'm the only person there.
Even if someone's not behind you with their hands under the bar, like, lightweight,
baby. Ain't nothing but a peanut.
Ain't nothing but a peanut. If the bar ain't bending, you just pretending. Right? Like, even if you're not doing that, like, as long as someone's there, you won't die, because they'll hear you going,
that's the thing.
With the bar on your throat.
I haven't thoroughly
And they whip out their phones and record your death instead of helping
I'm kind of banking on, like, because it has happened to me before that I've been benching back in the day when I have gone for that extra rep and it has been a mistake. And, well, I mean, it wouldn't be a mistake if someone was spotting, but I wasn't able to do it, and thus I almost died. But then there's people around who can, pull it off. I'm just banking that I'll probably be able to shrug it off, or, I don't know. I'll probably survive, right? I mean, nobody dies.
It's like you're getting older, and your body will start to break down, and those gambits will not pay off anymore. It happens to everyone.
I mean, you're right.
You gotta pay the piper at some point.
I'm not even doing a thing about, like,
you're living on borrowed time
enough.
now.
I've already been in my life in positions where I easily could have died while lifting if there wasn't people to save me. But then again, like, I wasn't pushed all the way to the limit, though. Like, we're talking about situations where I'm benching, I don't know, this is probably back in the day, going for, like, a round 2 plate or so, which was, like, my peak ever, and I was trying to do it. I'm below that now, whatever. And I'm doing a bench, and I go for that last rep, and you're lying on your back, you got the bar hovering over your face, and you go down, you bring it down to, like, onto your chest, and then you try to push up, and it will not go, because you just ran out of steam. You can't do it. So what happens naturally is it kind of sags back onto your chest, and it'll naturally kind of it'll try to roll towards your neck. And that's where it just will naturally go. And if it gets there, it'll crush your throat, and you'll probably die. But, like, maybe you could, like, swing the bar to, like, the right and get the thing kind of pushed up. If you just you're pushing now, like, half the weight kind of to the side. Hopefully it doesn't hit anyone. I assume things like that will happen if I'm in that situation. I've never tried it, because obviously it would be embarrassing, and you might be out of strength at that point. I might die. I could die. Who knows?
This sounds like a terrible plan.
It is a terrible plan.
I'm just throwing that out there.
But what's the alternative? Socialize? Ask for a spotter every time?
No, if the plan is just don't push yourself farther than you can.
That's a pussy plan.
Or respect your limits.
Don't work out alone. Just work out in a place where someone could save you if you were in a lethal
The easy way around this is just, I have a 24-hour gym, but, like, just work out when there's at least one person there, because if you're going to die, that person will save you, and you'll probably make a friend. So won't that be nice? I look forward to it.
Dab.
Indeed.
So, speaking of Twitter...
Wait, so are we agreed? Are we entering the sacred pact? I'm down.
I'm entering the pact. I'm entering the pact right now.
Diet,
blood pact.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are agreeing to stick to your diet. Let's just make this a time-bound thing for the month of January. A month is easy. 30 days, no problem.
Yeah.
Maybe starting now until the end of January. Or something. I won't be able to work out.
New Year's.
Okay, start New Year's through the month of January. We 3 warriors, we 3 kings are agreeing to this. You guys stick to your diet. I will work out 3 times a week.
This was my plan already, was to get back to
It's not only us. We are now
but
beholden for the entire
the
PCB
whole
audience.
That's
able
true.
to hear this.
God damn.
And if we can make it through this month, that's a long way to setting the routine, which is exactly what I want to do.
If you can make it through a month, you're basically set.
You're on cruise control. Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, folks, if you want to also perhaps post in the comments below something you want other people to hold you to account for, perhaps you'd find that useful. I don't know. Up to you.
It's not a bad
there it is.
idea.
This is the healthy bro pact.
So it shall be. 3 times a week for me, as soon as possible.
So I guess speaking of keeping yourself healthy, I think I want to back off from Twitter. I hate it. I hate Twitter so much. It's so bad and so terrible.
I agree. I've said multiple times that Twitter is a net negative for society.
This is why I think, Ben, we probably feel similarly. This is why I just made a conscious choice to just make it like an anime girl image thing for me. That's like all it is. And also my friends will tweet. And even they fuck it up sometimes. I don't like to hear from them either.
It's like, it's the platform that I have like the most, you know, I got like 5K followers, almost 6K.
Yeah.
Making a tweet is not an effort like making a video or something. I just, you know, I want to talk, I want to say stuff and have people hear it. That's like, that's where I go. And I don't like it.
I think it does. I
fucking don't like it. I was on there. I saw the fucking J.K. Rowling getting all turfy on Twitter, and I was like, I'm fucking upset about this, and I say so on Twitter, and everyone hates me. The long story short, everybody hates me now.
Ben,
lose like 20 people like unsubscribe from me.
You're wading into tumultuous waters every time you talk about those kinds of things, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying that kind of comes unfortunately with the territory. Is that when you plant your flag on something, you're gonna get blowback.
That's what
from
Twitter's
people who
for. Is that not what I don't understand? Okay, all I'm saying is that's what Twitter is for. I'm using it as intended. The results are horrible and make me feel bad.
That's why Twitter is intended is a bad platform, which is why I never make political tweets ever.
That's what I was. Look, I just think that like Twitter and a lot of the things, I just think it's not a fault of anyone. This wasn't intended, but I think it's just as a result of the world that we're in now, the digital age, just like the most contentious arguments and people's biggest disagreements are the things that get propagated. And just as a result, it just makes everybody more mad and more sad and stuff. Even though, I think I was saying last time, I think we all agree on most stuff, but that's just not what gets discussed.
No, I don't think. I used to believe that. I don't think so anymore.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, that's what Twitter does, though. It skews your perspective.
Like that. So what's that game or that video or whatever that shows like the anger machine? It's like a game where
is it a CGP Grey video that's like the meme, like the anger meme? I think
I'm actually thinking of a video game that was designed to simulate like how anger spreads.
The one of like the crowds watching the news and like
yes, exactly.
I know the one you're. I landed on that game dev's Patreon page the other day, like totally randomly.
Yeah.
I don't know
their name or the name of the game or anything?
Oh,
I'm gonna Google it.
Oh wait, it's
I have no idea what you're talking
she has another game called like Adventures in Anxiety, I think.
Oh, I know that game.
I think it's by the same person.
Really? I didn't know they made anything else.
Yeah, they had Nicky Case is the developer, and the old game that you're talking about is what
God
the
damn
fuck?
It. I'm looking at her. I'm scrolling down her page. She's got a lot of cool games here, looking real good, but I don't. What we have, we become what we behold. Here it is.
Yes,
found
it. That's the one.
Here, I will link it in the show notes for everybody. I think you can play it right here. Yeah, you can. It takes 5 minutes. I love those games.
Yeah.
So I mean, this cool. it's pretty much. This is the phenomenon that I think social media propagates to some degree, and
sure. It does.
It's tough.
It definitely does that. I don't know. I don't like
That's it. I mean, yeah.
Man, I'm upset. Makes me upset, and I don't want to do it anymore.
And you know, the other thing is, I think that...
And I guess it's just my good fortune that I've come to the point in Slime and Punishment where I have to take a break to make the next big update, so I don't really have to post very much there anymore, so maybe I won't.
That's fair enough. And it makes me think back to the curious case of the Spoony one. How he just, I don't know his full story. I don't know everything about it. But like, you can, and I feel this myself. Like, you see, there's like a sliding scale about like someone starts off being like a YouTuber. Then they start to stream. Then they just start to tweet. And like things devolve. Like, they stop putting effort in. And we see less and less good things from them. And I feel that there's a pressure on almost everybody to do this. Like, I've been streaming more. I'm doing my Nuzlocke now. It's fun. But, like, I feel that people are here, for me. The only reason anybody follows me is for, like, videos of enjoyment. Maybe they think I have an interesting perspective. Fair enough. But, like, they're not following me for, I don't know, like, anything outside that realm. And so I try to put that as my focus of what that's always should be my top priority, I think, for what I give to the world in some online space.
I mean, I thought that everyone followed me for comics, but now I've been like doing Slime and Punishment, and like nobody gives a shit. So I don't know. I think maybe people just don't follow me for
Slime
any
and Punishment's pretty niche, dude. Like, you know.
Yeah, but it's a comic, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get. I don't get why everyone isn't as excited about Slime and Punishment.
Slime and Punishment is on Twitter, and Twitter's a terrible place to host
content. It's not
content.
only on Twitter. It comes out on Twitter first, but like it's on all the other fucking platforms that a comic can be on.
Do our like sphere of influence like frequent those sites? It just seems like I've never been on like Webtoon. ever.
I think this is part of the equation.
It's not a site in my rotation.
Do you think that people would want to read it more if like when I get around to putting it on saintcomics.com? Because
I would assume so.
I think so.
Conditioned your audience.
I mean, that is the plan. Like to eventually, once it's done, put it on saintcomics.com. I mean, for now, okay, whatever. For now, it's readable exactly as it will be on saintcomics.com on Tapas and Webtoon. I mean, I guess if you don't like those platforms, whatever.
I mean, it's not about like. It's just about.
I don't see what's so off-putting about the way that it's presented.
I feel like
currently.
Tapas and Webtoon are good for like expanding your audience because those are like discovery
you would think
platforms.
so, but no.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is I think Slime and Punishment is like. It's I guess like it's sort of an insular work. Like there's just so much like going into it you need to like be aware of. Otherwise, it's just gibberish, So like, it's not going to do very well on a discovery platform. I don't know that
it is, because like, it explains itself perfectly well. I don't know. I feel like even if you'd never heard of Endless War, you could read it and like you would still understand what's happening.
Maybe. I mean, possibly. I don't know. It's hard for me to really even gauge just because I do know the context.
Honestly, I took pains to explain everything because like sort of. I mean, at this point, maybe it's a little beyond that, but especially for like the first couple chapters of it, for the first while, like it's like
there is a lot
Slime
of
and Punishment is sort of designed to be an introduction to Endless War, and that's why you have like the humble Juve, like explaining how mining works and stuff like that. It's sort of supposed to be a gateway, not a thing that is gated by entry.
I don't know.
At least that was
maybe there just needs to be more.
If you can get a human being to page 1 of Slime and Punishment to read it, I mean, I'm obviously biased and I know the source, so I can't judge for everybody, but I think they'll get a lot out of it. The art is good, the story is funny.
That's what I think. Honestly, that's what I think
that's the problem. How do you get them there? I mean, I just think that's the real issue. Whatever that answer is.
Well, I mean, I have gotten some readers on like fucking on those platforms. I have gotten some. I was just not maybe like 100, maybe like something probably maybe less than 100, which is like, I mean, that's cool.
I guess. Yeah. I think that Slime and Punishment, even with its like exposition, is still a denser, harder to penetrate work than the Vapors or the Champion.
It's more complicated.
I don't
There's
see
more
why that would
things.
be the case, but I mean,
I think it's just because like right. The Vapors and the Champion are both self-contained works, like designed to just be themselves, whereas Slime and Punishment is a tie-in for Endless War and Chris Chan, which are both like you need to understand both of those.
I think that there's
in a wider context to fully appreciate what's going on in Slime and Punishment.
I mean, that's partially true, and that definitely helps the understanding. But I think that there's like a slight misunderstanding here, because I think that what Tom's speaking to, which I agree with, is that like knowing the general idea of what Slime and Punishment is can be intimidating when you think like, oh man, it's like a Chris and an RFCK and a T-Bap and an opponent.
Yeah,
like, what
but
the
like
fuck?
you
but
don't
then
need
the
to
actual
know
reading
who Chris
is
or who Nightstar is to like understand what like the premise, which is that.
But knowing who they are makes the comic much more appealing.
I mean, just consider, for example, why take one example. I assume this is true. Why hasn't Digi read Slime and Punishment? Because I don't think he has. I can answer that. It's because he's intimidated by those factors. I mean, Digi's a very easily intimidated man. Like it's because he doesn't. He doesn't.
His lack of moral character.
He doesn't like. Next. I mean, just he doesn't identify as someone who like understands RFCK. So I think like just knowing that's involved makes him be turned off. Whereas like the Vapors, what do you need to know? You need to know what like a human going to school is. Okay, I think we all, we get that. And that's not to say it's easy to read. It's just that's an aura around it of perhaps an intimidating, just setting.
I imagine Digi might be among that set of people who is not going to read it while it's still being made. But once
that's true too.
But once I say like, okay, Slime and Punishment's done, it's over, it's complete. Then he goes and because that was basically me with Bale Jape. Was like I was aware of it as it was happening, but I didn't really sit down and read it until Hippo was like, it's done.
I think that like the main thing when I hear of like a comic, like okay, if you already care about any of the things that are involved in there, you'll probably be interested for many reasons. But like in order to get like a new audience, the thing that should probably lead is like here is an awesome comic that's really cool with great art, etc. And also, it's tied into these other things that are also cool. If you know, which I think it is. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. So
that's exactly what it's.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's meant to be.
Yeah,
that was the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand. I get that. Like, if you're invested in Chris Chan, and you know who Nightstar is, and you think that that's funny, like, I get that would heighten the enjoyment of it for you. My hope is that it's not something that you cannot enjoy without knowing the context. Or same for like Endless War, right?
Yeah, I think you can. It's just a harder sell at that point.
A harder sell
might explain the slower traction.
And I don't really think it's about the quality of the comic. It's just about the like
if you
marketing.
Are
basically.
Interested in Endless War, I think it's a must read. If you are interested in Chris Chan, I think it's a must read because Chris is like involved in its creation in a sort of semi and occasionally direct way.
Indeed.
And other than that, I don't know. To me, it's got everything. It's got everything it needs to stand on its own. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I still think this is a marketing question, as it is probably for most comics. I bet most comics are probably good if you sit down and read them. Maybe not most, but you know.
Unironically,
what I mean.
Marketing is the most important skill in the world.
Probably. Tragically, but
and I'm terrible at it, unfortunately. Which explains pretty much everything.
Since we're all competing for eyes in this cruel internet digital
Attention
age,
arbitrage economy.
Indeed. On that sigh, we've got voicemails we could go to if you guys want to, unless you want to talk about anything else.
Nah,
I got nothing.
I think it's fine. I think I've said enough for a lifetime.
Yeah. Did You's Anime Podcast rolls right along with more hits. Let's all right. Let's go to them. Let me see. We've got voicemails, people. You left them for us. Link down below to the speak pipe thing. Record them. Leave us a name, etc., etc. Okay, here we go. First one is from Will It Hold Up? Is our first one here, and let's find out if it will. Go.
Okay, so I'm probably way too early with this, but I recently listened to the PCP episode 100. You know, it was one of the greats. Right next besides the drug episode or the yellow episode or even the legendary virginity cast. It was fucking live on the couch. It was epic. It was about fucking friendship is magic. Friendship. So I've calculated, and the PCP episode number 200 will be released on the 28th of February. So how the fuck are you gonna hold up? I mean, Redcon 4 probably isn't gonna be in February. So what you gonna do about it?
Shit, he's got
the first thing this calls to mind for me is like, how the fuck has it already been so long since episode 100 when, like, which was at RadCon 3? It just makes RadCon 3 feel like an era ago, like a million years.
It kind of was, dude. We're going into like 2 years since RadCon 3.
I guess if we get to like the Kickstarter launched in February of 2018. Yeah, so we're getting close to 2 years.
We're going into 2020, dude. March 2020 will be 2 years since RadCon 3.
We kind of meant to do them once a year, didn't we? Did we fuck up?
Pretty much.
Have we fucked up?
We missed this entire year, dude.
I mean, there were extenuating circumstances, but yes, I mean, you know, it's on us to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, entirely, 100%. But okay, so the answer is, I don't think I've been thinking about this too. So I respect you doing the math, figuring these things out. I also looked up this ahead of time. February is probably not a great time to do anything to get together. So I doubt we will do any kind of in-person meeting. But I don't know. We'll
I thought,
perhaps think.
Wasn't it in the chat? Weren't we talking about March?
Yeah, but that's not February. That'd be a little late.
This is the plan, all right? This is what we're gonna have to do. The week before episode 200, we'll do episode 199. Then we'll do episode 201.
Yes.
And we will just skip 200 until RadCon 4, where the legendary missing episode 200 will happen.
Search for 200. Yeah.
People will be so confused when they're looking through their feed. They're like, "Why is I missing an episode? What happened here?" Idiots.
Fuck the viewers.
We played them. That pretty much sums it up. So we will think about this. We'll keep you posted. Keep your eyes peeled around February.
RadCon 4 temporal anomaly confirmed.
RadCon 4th dimension. We control time.
Epic.
All right, let's go to our next voicemail. This is Keyblade Spirit names a meme interpreter. Okay, right. Let's
Oh, don't we all these days?
take it away.
Okay, PCP, I need your help. I found this spicy meme at the end of a dojin that I need your help interpreting.
Sick.
Oh no.
The text says, "This H manga was translated by Too Cooked for You, Gang Lee.
Okay.
More translations. No virus. Act." And then the URL. And the picture is a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker. And there's an arrow pointing from the Joker's
Why
nose
are you asking us?
at a red circle
Don't know.
around an Arabic-looking guy. And I think it's just a stock photo, and it's got some Arabic words at the top of that. And then another meme inside of this meme. It's this guy with looking real surprised, going, "Ori sorewa haramu dayo." And then inside that meme, there's another meme that says, "Bruh moment." And then there's a Minecraft skin of the Arabic-looking guy from before. And he's standing to the right of naked Thanos.
What the
Anyway,
fuck?
that's...
He should have put a
I
link
need
to
your
this so
help.
we could actually see.
What does this mean?
What
Yeah,
this is.
okay.
What does it mean?
We should
Please help
This is
me.
beyond me.
I'm gonna reach
This is
out.
beyond my
I'm gonna see if he can.
abilities.
Yeah, this is too dense. We don't have a visual. He did not provide
Too
one.
boomer for this, unfortunately.
That isn't. You should have put the fucking link or something in the name of your voicemail.
Do you guys want to feel boomer? Today is December 22nd. I saw a post on Twitter today saying it is the 15th anniversary of like the first official YouTube.
Really
poop.
fascinating?
Dude,
Well, that's
Undertale can vote now. Feel old yet?
Feel old yet? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I do, but for a completely unrelated
Keyblade, I
reason.
can't interpret that meme, but I will ask you on Twitter later to give us a link to that, so perhaps at least the people can work it out for themselves what they're seeing.
Yeah, look in the comments for the answer.
Okay, well, let me see here. Next voicemail. Oh, this one is Star Wars question mark. Okay, let's take it away.
Hey, is any of you gonna see that new Star Wars film?
No.
I know I am. I like Star Wars. Does anyone in the PCP like Star Wars?
You know,
I already did see
Yeah,
the movie. I saw it
when
yesterday.
I heard this voicemail, I was gonna be like, I don't think any of us has seen the new movie or gives a shit. I certainly don't. But then Tom had actually happened to see it yesterday. What'd you think, Tom? Tell us the story.
I mean, the story is that I had every intention of either watching it when it came out on like video or watching a cam, whichever happened to cross my desk first. But then Forgotten Paladin in my patron server was like, here's $30. I want you to go see it and shit on it. I'm like, okay, it's a heavy burden I bear, but I'll carry this cross, I suppose. So I went to saw the movie, and it was pretty dumb.
I was
pretty
so
stupid.
sure
I
that
didn't
it was
like
going to
it.
be a totally non-controversial, like, just, like, give it a standard fucking ending. Just, like, do Empire again, you know? Just a soft reboot it, like they did with Force Awakens. Just make it
I don't think there was any, like, they had rocked the boat and, like, robbed it of all. I mean, look, I did not see the last one. I saw The Force Awakens, and I thought it was okay. But, like, my understanding
Last
is
Jedi
that
was-
they fucked things up so that there was really no way to make it satisfying to the public.
I thought it was gonna be.
I mean, the movie does heavy damage control for
Okay,
Last Jedi.
unsurprising.
Like if I was gonna sum up, like I did a 45-minute podcast which you can listen to for $1 a month on patreon.com/PlayStation2. Link in the description. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. This was my contractual obligation to accepting this $30 to see this movie was to make a podcast. But if I was gonna like sum up the Disney trilogies in a word, The Force Awakens would be inoffensive. Last Jedi would be insulting, and this movie would just be retarded. That's really how, like, because the movie is like almost all a sequence of set pieces, and when it's just like explosions and blasters and lightsabers, that's pretty cool. But every time they try and move the plot along, it just gets progressively stupider, and it's just like, I can't believe this is happening, and they thought this was okay. Like, there's times where a character's just like, I have a feeling we should do this, and it's like plot integral, and there's no reason why. It's just
the
a
worst
mess. It's a
insult I
goddamn
can
mess.
give it is simply that I lost interest after, The Force Awakens. I was like, I mean, whatever.
Sure.
Enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been a huge Star Wars fan.
The
which is
original
what
trilogy is based.
I watched them back in the day, They were good, but it's not like I've never been like, I'm going to buy Star Wars merchandise and I'm going to like go see Star Wars opening day. It's just
Hey, me and my buddy went to, I
good.
think we missed the grand opening of The Phantom Menace, but we saw opening night, the episode 2 and episode 3, because we were way into it. But, I mean, that was before, like, that was before my brain awoke. Like there was, I talk about this sometimes.
Right.
There was an event, like the first time I saw Gurren Lagann,
pre-Plinkett
and
era.
the first time I saw Ghost in the Shell, I was still a young man. Then at some point in college, my brain awoke, and I realized, actually, I remember the last thing I saw before my brain awoke was my first watching of Kill La Kill. After that, and I've been meaning to go back and watch that again. Then I watched Gurren Lagann again, and I'm like, oh, now I get it. Then I watched Ghost in the Shell, and I'm like, oh, this isn't shit. This is actually good, and et cetera, et cetera. All the Star Wars prequels I saw before that, but of course I've seen Red Letter Media and all those things. Anyway, I don't think any of us really care about Star Wars.
No.
So just, nope.
Next question.
Next question it is. We've got, Ben, you're going to be happy to hear this.
Right.
We've got, Fido, Vizzypop's dog, is calling in with a message for the Procrastinators podcast.
Get him out of here.
Very exciting.
That's disgusting.
Let's,
this fucking
Fido,
criminal.
Take it away. Go.
Bark, bark. This is Busy Pop's dog, Fido, and I'm here with a message to Ben Saint.
Yeah, buddy.
Sadly, to my knowledge, she does not fuck dogs.
Yeah, that's what you want us to think.
And I'm sure you're probably sad to hear that, Ben Saint, to hear you didn't call right. But, hey, man, think about how I feel. I was at the pound looking at this girl thinking, man, this one's definitely down.
Yeah,
I'm
look
totally
at the
getting laid
hair.
tonight.
The general
And nothing
face,
for, like,
attitude,
forever.
the choker.
But, it's a little early. I've gotten a couple intense belly rubs, if you know what I'm saying. But
Nice.
if I do get laid, I'll be sure to let Ben Saint know ASAP.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
through SpeakPipe since I'm a dog and
Please.
they don't let us have Twitter accounts. Bark, bark.
Which is very
Make me,
speciesist.
make me the first. I want to be the first one to know. I think he's lying. I think
he's
he
covering
just
up.
doesn't want us to. I think he wants to spread the misinformation that this isn't going on. It's part of the Jewish conspiracy to
Well, dogs are loyal, and why would you want your master
He
to
just
image
doesn't
so
want us to
besmirched
build
on
the
top
wall
of the
between
damage that's
the
already
America
been
and the
done.
dog nation. He doesn't want to know that they're coming over
But
they're
it's
coming
happening
over
no
the
matter
border and
what.
stealing our jobs, stealing our women, yada yada yada. Y'all know it. Sound off.
We know.
Sound off
Holla.
if we want a human-only ethno state.
All right, next.
Just trying
next
to answer
link
the
we-
DQ.
All right, next voicemail is from this is Harlock Asnable, who, if you don't remember, folks, he's the one who got the GF from Anime Club. His little brother got a GF in Anime Club, and if you recall, he made a bet saying if he kept the GF, he would give you tons of fun bucks on Patreon, and if he lost the GF, if he lost, he would give it to you. If he kept it, he would give it to me. He came up with this unprompted, but that's what he did.
Well, do I recall?
Indeed. You're up to speed, viewers. Let's hear how things are going for him. Harlock, take it away.
So, Ben Saint wins the bet.
Woo!
Yeah.
God damn it.
Fuck. Man, I don't have his money
feels
yet
good.
because I thought this would at least last till past Christmas. But it
Motherfucker.
actually ended literally the second the semester of my college ended, so
Oof.
fuck was he right. Fuck was, I mean, I
Give us
guess
the
he's always
details.
right.
Is
He's
this
right
gonna?
about
Does
politics.
this mean it can
he's right
resume
about
when college
everything.
Yeah.
So
Hear
I
this?
suppose it makes sense
This
that
is
he wouldn't
it.
be wrong here either.
Yes.
Praise Papa Saint. Anyway,
Right about
I don't want
everything.
people to get the wrong idea and think Anime Club GFs are a bad idea all around. My brother's
Sure.
still having a
they
great
should.
time. Him
his
and his
brother still
girlfriend
got
get along
one.
really well, so
Uh-huh.
it is possible.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Get
You know,
him to make the
don't
same
rule it
bet.
out entirely.
The
Yeah.
problem,
But
the
yeah,
problem was
Ben
entirely.
Saint wins.
Oh, he's still going.
Didn't last till February. Didn't last.
Hooray! Hooray!
Didn't even last till Christmas.
This is cause for celebration.
You know,
Everybody
this-
wins.
The
in this
problem
scenario.
was entirely in the framing. You don't go to Anime Club looking for a GF. You go to Anime Club looking for a quick fuck.
That's
what you do.
absolutely
You
correct,
fucking
Tom.
pervert! You go to
Absolutely
Anime
correct.
Club looking for anime, for fuck's sake.
No.
Wait,
I go
why
to
is every
I go
man
to
attracted to
nia.si if I'm looking for anime.
There's indeed. There's what was I going to say? something about, oh, right. I mean, okay, now that we're post relationship here, it's time for the period of reflection. I mean, obviously, we never met this girl. We didn't know the nature of the relationship. The fact that you were so unceremoniously dropped at the end of the semester, like, that just reveals that this relationship was obviously nothing of substance.
It was an anime
that could
relationship.
happen.
The worst kind. Inherently unstable, like a radioactive isotope.
Exactly. Although, what's his face? The young brother, Harlock Bronable, is keeping his alive, so good for him. But
as far as we know.
So he left another message, actually, that I won't bother playing, but he was saying that, what should I do about, my next relationship? I mean, I think you should reflect. It sounded like this was his first relationship. Okay,
I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, he was saying,
just don't do anything.
How long
it's
should
fine.
He was asking questions like how long should I wait? Is it weird to move on? Okay,
no,
what
move
this
on
is revealing.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about anything.
Harlock, there's no shame in
it's
it.
All
but
good.
Obviously, you don't know what you're doing here, and that's fine. I forgive you for that. But
you forgive him.
He knew he obviously didn't understand the relationship he just had if it was so flimsy all along and was so easy for it to dissolve.
Sounds like you had much more emotional investment than she did. If you're reflecting on what do I do now?
Did this man sound like he was that emotionally invested when he was making bets online about how long the relationship would last?
Maybe he was just beaming with pride. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Don't worry about it. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to worry about here,
it's
dog.
fine.
It's cool.
Just do it again.
Yeah,
GFs come and go, but Anime Club is forever.
Absolutely right, Tom. I mean, Harlock, don't overthink it. Obviously, this relationship wasn't that big a deal to her.
Keep going to Anime Club. Ugh.
Yeah, don't let her win. Don't let her take Anime Club.
Just become the Anime Club
pimp.
pimp.
Win. Don't let them see. Be the good girl.
Anime Club was always meant for me.
That's right.
You can meet your Elsa out there. Oh, hey, have you guys seen Frozen 2 or heard about it by any chance?
I saw Big Joel's video about it.
What did he think? I'm curious.
I think he thought it was weird in a good way.
Michelle saw it yesterday. I wasn't there. She saw it, and I kind of regret not seeing it with her. I was streaming at the time or whatever. But she said it was weird, and Michelle, she kind of loves Frozen 1, and was just like, this was weird, and there was superpowers and weird elemental things, and they gave the mom a weird backstory that was obviously not intended from the start. A bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah, it seems like they took the biggest fucking blockbuster ever, and they fucking went fucking weird, bizarre places with it.
It was so clearly not intended for a sequel, and part of the charm of a big tentpole Disney movie is just for example, Moana is a dope ass Hawaii island movie. There's a whole culture. There's a bunch of songs relevant to the period and whatnot. Obviously, Frozen was I don't know, Sweden or whatever. It's themed around that
Cold Land,
and just making a sequel is okay. So we don't get any new stuff like that. They're just adding details to characters that we didn't care about in the first place, and they're trying to put together something that was never intended, trying to give characters arcs that don't do it. I'm hearing this all secondhand from Michelle, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But Lion King 1.5. Now there was a sequel for the ages that filled out characters we cared about, that we had a deep connection with. It did not fuck up the lore in any serious way. I'm lying, but they say Lion King 2 is good. You said that, Tom, right? You're a fan?
I thought it was. I mean, I watched it as a much younger child, but I remember enjoying it at the time.
I'm still mad at those motherfuckers who are trying to lie to us and pretend that kid who's exactly looks like Scar isn't Scar's son. It's the most retarded ass thing they've ever tried to come up with. He's obviously Scar's son, incestually involved.
The weirder
with his
thing
niece.
is that they have a new television show called The Lion Guard, which retcons that entire movie, and it never happened.
Didn't you make a video about that?
I did, because it was the stupidest fucking thing I ever saw in my life.
You made it look real tempting.
To watch?
I was on that shit. No, of course.
I mean, if you want to watch, there's apparently in a later episode, the character Bungo, who's that farting guy, made a fart joke. They have a love scene with farting. They fart.
No, amazing.
I wish I was lying. I've been told secondhand. I've not seen it, but this is what I've heard.
That's somebody's fucking life's dream to see that.
Brappers unite.
Our
people are being represented last.
Like wet dream realized beyond their wildest imagination.
Sometimes the animator's fetishes leak through. This is definitely an example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
And we're all richer
Disgusting.
for it.
All right, next voicemail.
That's one word for it.
What do we got here? We got Nuzlocke Deep Lore. Kill Hoot Hoot is said here. How mysterious. Let's find out what that's about. Go.
Wait, I thought Ben was the Hoot Hoot.
Tell me something. Is it true that Team Rocket has returned?
Yeah.
What? You beat them? Ha. Quit lying. Are you serious? Let's see how good you are.
There he is.
Useless Pokemon. Listen, you only won because my Pokemon were weak. I hate the weak. Pokemon, trainers, it doesn't matter who or what. I hate to see them hanging around. That goes for those neoliberal scum Team Rocket too. They think they're big and tough as long as they are in a group. But get them alone, and they're weak. They will be crushed by my venture capitalist fingers. I hate them all. You stay out of my way. You won't be an exception if you get in my way too, Juicy.
Oh, that's me. That's famous rival to me in the Heart Gold Nuzlocke, voicemail god calling in, neo-capitalist monster trying to talk shit and get hit.
Sounds like him. Sounds like Silver or whatever his fucking canon name is. Watch
I
out
believe
for
it is
that
Silver.
guy.
Yeah.
Watch out for him,
Sounds
guys.
like bad
He's
news.
around. He's a rough
Don't
character.
cut yourself on
Sounds
that
like
edge.
bad-
I fucking love Silver as a rival in Silver and Gold is a great fucking. He's
Boy,
just so mad all the
If
time.
only,
I'm
if
way
only
into
the
him.
president of fucking Kanto. Wait, what's the second one?
He's in Johto.
If only
He's in
the
Johto.
president, we need the president of Johto to fucking sign a bill breaking up his monopoly. That's what I would vote for.
And also Ben, you should know I think did I mention this last time that people tried to get you to be the rival in the thing.
Yes, and fucking Sean ruined it.
That's
and
right,
now,
voicemail god.
And I remember I'm a hoot hoot, and I said
That's
just keep hypnosising with Ben Saint the Hoot Hoot, and do not switch him out under any circumstances. How did it go?
That's right. I did switch some things out, but that hypnosis has been extremely useful.
Hell
and we've been catching all kinds of great pokes. So Ben Saint the Hoot Hoot has actually been putting in some good work for us over on the Nuzlocke. So
nothing could make me happier other than a heroic death that lets me go god tier.
That's inevitable. That's definitely inevitable.
Don't let me don't fucking let me die rot away in the coward's PC box.
Ben, I gotta tell you, the people are just calling for your death every moment of battle. They're clamoring for it.
So am I.
Let him
so
die.
Am I also thirst for blood. My own.
I'm sure we can guarantee that
I want my
point.
blood to turn brown on the rocks of glory.
It's certainly inevitable.
It's only a matter of time.
All right, so hey, folks, I'm gonna be away for Christmas Eve, but next Saturday, come stop by and take a look at the Nuzlocke. It's a good time. All right, anyway, we got one final voicemail. Who could this one be from? What's this? This appears to be from Eleazar, the editor of the PCP.
No,
What
illegal.
the
Nani?
fuck?
How could this be true? My God.
Two worlds, one family.
All right, let's see what he's got for us. Go.
Here's a Christmas present for you guys.
Oh.
Somebody once told me that I could be a winner in the PCP editor contest.
Damn.
I was looking kind of dumb as a 17-year-old with no future or plan of progress. Well, the entries start coming and they don't stop coming. Everyone is shit except me and Fleshy Flower. Oblivion Fall also enters, though it as a meme and he didn't really meant it. Then he wins with the fuck PCP. He was really just doing a flexing. He finally gets the job and I say screw it all. Hey now, you're a loser without a pay. Hey now, you're a loser, get out of here. All that sweet money going to someone who is not me.
I know that feel.
Eleazar learned how to edit apparently for this contest, and I'm just gonna tell you, he was tied for number 1 with Green Fleshy Flowers.
Eleazar, overrated. Green Fleshy Green Fleshy Flowers. Time for me to give my top 3 overrated editor submissions, and everyone like me You guys suck shit. Eleazar, Alden, Donosaur, get fucked.
Heaven will tell you a big fuck you. Someone please kill him before he kills you. You say I'm overrated. Well, I say that you are over retarded. So ask in the comments if Oblivion doesn't edit anymore for the podcast. He said yeah, that he was too busy. Then I knew I had to act really quickly because I saw an opportunity. Well, I DM'd Nate on Twitter saying that I'm still willing to work for them because it would be really thrilling if I didn't say yes to me. Thank you very much, PCP. Hey now, I will thank you, PCP. I'm just so happy to work for you.
No, stop,
stop very much.
Come on,
Just keep it going. You're doing it great, guys.
I can't take the sincerity.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, PCP.
Oh,
and I was just kidding. There were a lot of great entries for the PCPator contest. And
Nah,
Ben
fuck 'em.
saying, even if you are the Antichrist in person, everyone deserves love. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Merry Crimbus.
Merry Crimbus,
Eleazar.
everybody.
We're glad to have you. Glad you fucking like the job.
he does. He's very happy, as far as I can tell.
He
which
sounds
is, oh, God.
pretty chuffed, which is
He
that,
is.
and that makes
He
me
is, as far as I
happy
can
as
tell.
well. What a nice little treat.
We are not used to that level of sincerity here on the PCP.
No, fuck you. No, fuck that guy.
It's
He's
like,
overrated.
you know, A Wrinkle in Time. Remember when I don't know, that was a complicated book. There was a lot of weird shit happening, but at the end, the girl tries to like love a thing that like can't handle love or something, and it like makes it die. That's how I feel right now.
I don't remember that.
Can't handle it.
All right,
just trust me.
Okay.
It happened.
Yeah,
it was fucked up.
Okay.
Well, thank you,
Feels
Eleazar.
like as
It's
good
a pleasure to have you.
Place as any to fucking call it. After that love bomb.
That's the end. That's the end. That was our
Love
voicemail.
you,
Hey, leave your
Eleazar.
voicemails.
Love you, bro.
Yeah. I don't love anything.
Say hi
It's
to
not real.
Eleazar in the comments. Go follow him on Twitter. He's
Thank
on Twitter.
Eleazar
Is
for
he
his
on
great work
Twitter?
editing.
Is Eleazar on Twitter?
He is, though he's not particularly active, but he's out there. Eleazar, if you want to put your Twitter or something, feel free in the description or something. But he's doing a great job. We couldn't be happier with him. I think he does a bunch of extra work, even beyond what we ask of him. I'm very happy with you, buddy. Thanks for being such a great sport and great editor. All right.
Woo!
Leave your voicemails, people. SpeakPipe link down below. Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. When you hear this, in a couple days, the new bonus episode will be dropping, which I believe is episode 33. And you get all of those for just a low $5 pledge on patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Hoo boy, what a deal. You could also just pledge $1 to get into the Patron Lounge if you are a cheapskate. And of course, this patreon.com/PCB Minecraft to play Minecraft with us all season long. We'll be doing another one of the streams
except for the
too
Christmas season.
Except for the Christmas season when most of us will be away.
But we'll be back at it again in the new year.
Indeed, but it is decked out for Christmas right now, so you can go check it out like on the stream and design your house anywhere. Come join us in Cool Guy Village down
that's
south
right.
of Spawn.
You know, you could always use this downtime to get in there to build your fucking homestead, right?
True,
and then when
true.
we get back in there, we'll see what kind of bullshit y'all made.
We would love to take a tour of all the new things whenever we check back in and see what's up. I was just doing a little upgrading
We'll go on the
my
new
village.
year, the January PCP Minecraft home invasion tour, where we'll like ransack everyone's houses. We'll go in there and we'll claim our right to first night for all our subjects.
Indeed. And, of course, follow us Twitter at TP Crastinators for updates and all that good shit. All right, that's it. Thanks for being here, everybody. This is the last episode of this year. So we'll see you in 2019. Hey, if you want to do any, join us on our quest to whatever fucking fitness or otherwise New Year goals.
Bullshit.
Make it, man, goals are tough. Make it time-bounded. Just do something for a month, man. Once you're there, then see how you feel. Anyone can do anything for a month, right?
Yeah.
I empower you to take the challenge, whatever it is you're trying to do. Make it reasonable. Michelle said, I'm going to read 100 books next year. That's too high. Don't set it unrealistically.
That's like 2 books
It's
a
dumb.
week.
It is.
That's way too high. Like, I mean, she could do picture books or something small. So you got to do like a book a week is even that's probably too many.
I mean,
like
when you said it was
her,
her, I assumed that's what she meant.
I mean, she had this idea in her head that I argued against. So she's like, but if I set the goal super duper high, then like I'll get close and I'll still read tons of books. And I'm like, that's not how goals work. You will fail and give up.
Yeah, once you break the expectation of keeping the goal, it loses its power.
That's the thing. So don't do that, folks. Time-bounded. There's a really good acronym that I forget. It's like time-bounded something, like attainable, blah, 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 whatever. Whatever that is, do that. It's like STAR or something. So, all right. Anyway, we're done here, folks. We'll see you in 2020, baby. And it's going to be a great time.
Hell yeah.
10 more years of PCP. All years.
And the movie, please.
And the movie. All right. See you then. Bye.
Goodbye.
Wow.